some technical difficulty. So today we're gonna react to Mansa Musa. But first of all, before we start, we're gonna start listening to some African music from West Africa, Guinea. So let's go. Konia, Konia.
Aïe, quand t'es boss, le roi de Santa Max. Hey, ndele jodo kono ndu mahuri.
What the heck? Sorry guys, internet. My speaker have disconnected. The heck was that noise? I think something's wrong. Let's see. Okay.
Bouya, asaya karama, nenu rappelu tema, asiya karama. Mase kumuso fuluko, asiya karama. Taya pour rappel, quand t'es bon, connaît les top ma. Ikinike kolopeti, itime karama. Amuso fuluko, ndatalo biko marasema. Sotana sama kanate befala se jamama.
Sorry guys about that. I'm sorry.
Jama enala nelema. Rappelu ngila silangalo kafa nelema. Mara uta banga ne monyo na fukiyama. Nima kumene mado nele kobe karama. Adulu daka bote na te foli karama. Muso dene ne peti asiya karama. Kometi weke sali asiya karama. Komete wadi lebi asiya karama. Komoni meno kunu asiya karama. Aya karama, aita karama. Afa konene dumbuya asiya karama. Neno rappelu tema asiya karama. Mase kumuso fuluko asiya karama. Taja pour rappel quand t'es bon connaît les top ma. Kokonete kefene ouya le dumanaba. Neno na jesa e na kanaka koni ya mara. C'est de joie, c'est de moi, c'est à l'aller. Na la sona mamoga nyombe elijine. Soso luka kono mani mako furujine. Benyi lingala mbafinye na ngoma bola jine. Ekuma daba raba kande boss nelebe. Ngonelebe. Musoni muso e furu asiya karama. Asiya karama. Broko ge waliti lebi asiya karama. Aita karama. Tasimeti la waliko asiya karama. Aita karama. Mekona bila vitesi la aya karama. Na aita karama. Kometi weke sali asiya karama. Komeke waditi lebi asiya karama. Komoni meno kunu asiya karama. Aya karama. Aita karama. Afa konene dumbuya asiya karama. Neno rappelu tema asiya karama. Mase kumuso fuluko asiya karama. Taja pour rappel quand t'es bon connaît les top ma. Nele top ma. Grand frère net bien à la caméra. Bia PDG, Haute Barrière Production. Big up à vous. Allez grand, Sangaré, Dipa Mandiana. Quand t'es boss, le roi de Santa Ma.
You're up with Venom Steel.
Ennemi.
The third.
Jiggy on the beat.
Ennemi.
Ennemi rare. Ennemi rare.
Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma, Ima Falada Hunira, Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma, Ima le veuve, meuf, mouille comme fleuve. Dès que je sors la première phrase, tu reconnais la fauve. Amoulamite, Amougoromigong, le ribiri naifari. À le pont 8 novembre. Na attaque na milieu na défense. Et na tribune ma na pelouse. Na femme dit mais mal le chi. Ainsi paiement le ligne. On est des mauvais garçons. On te tue dans le feu de l'action. Ennemi gang tête d'affiche. J'poule pas avec ma délégation. Dead imba. Iraflo baramba. La Guinée monument nira. Allo monimba. Et y'a para tout li para me. Denan tout dira falade. Et y'a para tout li para me. Et des femmes à falade. Fogo. Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma, Ima Falada Hunira, Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma, Go, Wai Mama Kyonira, Taxi Tronson Kiring, Nisigama Ronya la Massamba bon feeling. Oh, Atare Rafe Muma Hororo, Kona Soronde Nana, Hinalina Igide, Arilina Firi Patante, Sodomi Pede na Fanara, Talon Tangine Nang Benara, Drone Tud Nang Beara, Naranu Perara, Mude Ma le jungle, Iral Pommier les fois le single, Masso et Birin Banger, Suisse mon troisième finger, Tud Niso, Halibari Mire Baradia, Foyer Bele Nayo, Mbayo. Ce talent, donne-moi le N, man, donne-moi le M, donne-moi le I, je tue mes ennemis. On a même fait des remoussous, man, amoula, ma menu. Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma, Ima Falada Hunira. Fugu, Subare, Fugu, Newendera, Fugu, Gesege, Tanira, Hunuma. Neoluga Mamuktawa, réalisateur et c'est bon. Et Boukara Sankire Big, il faut les bons. Hey, à qui fait what's Jiggy attaque les Agolo à c'est Sony sur Nippon.
Barakadin one.
I the confidential baby.
Kante bossé. Roi des Saint-Thomas. Abenabeng, the jolly my placing, we are full of Benabeng. Abenabeng, Nadamade my placing, we are full of Benabeng. Abenabeng, the jolly my placing, we are full of Benabeng. Abenabeng. Yeah. Foka ko be di alama kabulu be ni go ko to be benabe ama e joni te karaso na mafo itoro troya de gbe samba ila bana kaila lema alama ko lu be na mona lu bela troya ko kasile momo soro mi deme e kado jaraki ole be akundala masaba nyamaka ko lu be nde mola ya ayina sabeni de ko haikete ndela masaba enzo kabe urubama muso mena karo kono troya kelanve nina kamaradi ya muso te muso menga Abenabeng, ni jolly ma placing, we are full of Benabeng. Abenabeng, Nadamade ma placing, we are full of Benabeng. abena ben. Ni Johnny ma place we are gonna be na ben. Abena ben, abena ben.
Sabari le nyante itunya anyonte sabari ala bidi ala kokiye molu yetini kajerela sanji ni tere koro pei une fe wo wo ala libe sora kele 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 ala bena gani besa kele 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 betalon ye ala bolo kele 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 ikana idi nyonya boya kele 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 kele
Konya, number one.
Abena ben, we Johnny my place we are gonna be na ben. Abena ben, nada mane ma place we are gonna be na ben. Abena ben, we Johnny my place we are gonna be na ben. Abena ben. Yeah, amo mo famaji, ikera outro boila, ikera manganisani. Mambi souffel pedia du talo, l'honneur abena ben. Yeah, ifamaji, ejo e wuli para. Signoli dabolo kamba de ma wuli para. Itaena kafo bala le nyonte, desini bala le mawake be ndo fola. Ina fo kape singo mune no e parale. Antonu swale mune no e parale. Mi musu ga
kama ni mamu marafanyi koloni a shap nan koloni bere minyi mu marafanyi koloni na fan shap nan koloni febete nara hawa capital pi febete nara kuminu sasuka uma febete nara Miginde kulu malari nima ini dera sofi pekuna femulama kuminu sasuka uma febete nara Miginde kulu malari nima ini dera sofi pekuna femulama itanun ta febete nara bebe febete nara mengegenu mengegena ngerema inu so dende ganna so wana tema ntanu ma bebe na ngerema kwani so montanara amara fanyi nanara akili maboye nama ge wa mama fanyi kanafe ge mato ma bebe ma bipefe ge mato ma bebe ma bipefe telephone tante kono rezo mudangi fe imi compare ma bebe la to fatiki fan fe betenara imi compare ma bebe la ge na mfema patagine nara kuminu sasuka uma fe betenara Miginde kulu malari nima ini dena sofi pekuna femulama itanun ta febetenara bebe febetenara mengegenu mengegena ngerema inu so dende ganna so wana tema kama ni mamu mara fanyi koloni a shap nan koloni bere minyi mu mara fanyi koloni na fan shap nan koloni dugula mu mara fanyi koloni a shap nan koloni Ule fale mu marafanyi koloni Baby du sham nan koloni Walu nga valer sama Paske bebe nada Ine faina ne valer sama Walu nga valer sama Damu nana Ine teme tu fi bete nara Ina ngere ki tu fi bete nara Ana ma findi shokte nara Ina ma bebe ra problem nara Lu Yeah, the champion yo tempa ya bama Yeah, Biggie on the beat Kuminu sasuka uma febete nara Miginde kulu malari nima Ini dera sofi pekuna femulama Itanun ta febete nara Bebe febete nara Mengegenu mengegena ngerema inu so dende ganna so wana tema
Okay.
Cole, he's my miracle child.
Thank you guys for that ovation.
Edgy boy on the mix.
Et da sentiment
give me kill party. Fais famille qu'on a kiri. Uta bigi bana burma buya kana no ma family fari teki. Eti mi kill. Una kona kiri. Sakata la muna kona kibili bana forma buya kana no ma family. Ndamo ni be ya santimane. Ndamo ya santimane. Beta santimane. Text, flow, vibes, last, I beg you. No see boronyo, hiding, man. No worry, super yo, hiding, man. No see boronyo, hiding, man. No worry, super yo, must be boronyo. And I need, the game man I need. Inkari na humma, inu humfala, nyami da humma. Hasafa na fali besi da humkono. Yeme sonyira na mira ngi humkono. Tena fali dumbuya abara nyonso na faka ya nuge ima poli fa ijo sene. Tabara bulugo alo sentinelle, inu bengbeye mi foya sentine. Fori berede dime di berde mara. Te fait la fala ikiri kirara e ala mes ki kolo inu soma de fon e webolo. Rigolo comme
Pito qualité.
Sama lolo, bossy. Yeah. Jade ken amen. When music is bossy over. Jade. Bossy dene man the music la. Bossy dene when music la. Bossy dene. Aya bossy dene. Jade bossy dene man the music la. Bossy dene when music la. Bossy dene. Wali yangu mango bossy dene. Muso nyuma ungo mango bossy dene. Mambi bolongo bossy dene. Ai envie bolongo bossy dene. Ikitu na de bossy dene. Boss. Chosu den gabala US la na kono mo usi ni biro la che ayon gono ka. Wala kela ne kene ti setamala. Just ku de na pa no go wole ngadela. Aya muso nyuma uyo ngotela. La be masacha wo lome MBB la. Vesi basini nzini mambi kono uwo dala kala mbenji la bega mako boss. Wa iwe ki bolo dia nanke. Wolo ibala heji go back. Samalolo na ta anvene kono mbenji la morovia be afa kana ben ko bossy dene. Antonio Soare, Guinea against me, manga yako, I boss see the way. KPC, Chico Plus movement, Jate the tech, I boss see the way. Jate against Samalolo, na manager Mr. York, na boss see the way. Mesa Duke, na boss see the way. Azaya, go Messi Lile, Atisiala Chomon go bossy Lile. Woody Plem go bossy Lile. Mimisto, that Gina Lile, journalist, Madam President, Tumba Fofana, Koya Kamasa, go bossy Lile. Seku Kutubu, Mande Festival Chairman, a Chomon go bossy Lile. Seku Kene, SKTV, Chomongo bossy lile. Kwenye kabele uzu so kama dingo, go bossy lile. Wayi bole tisa bola bossy tile. Yamambi sanze do bana si ala bossy tile. Ya telefone wali wo ban bossy tile. Fane dagbele ti bolo bossy tile. Nena fola go bossy lene. Na ijugun bala mwane na wali la be. Wadi kona VIP, nene muzo nyuma siya masini cheli na ye. Kwande te wala masini, wai wala njifala kwa miyo masini. Kise manga wako kushini, bobelo nena go masini. Wali bolo ate bana, gani koni bana, aya fama ko Rabel bana. Bena vesi pasingana, gada le na fola konga jini ngisi dona. Paske ko posi dene mande mizikila. Posi dene kwenye mizikila. Posi dene, aya posi dene. Jate posi dene mande mizikila. Posi dene kwenye mizikila. Posi dene wali yangu mango posi dene. Muso nyuma ungo mango posi dene. Mambi mbolongo posi dene. Ai envie mbolongo posi dene. Ikitu na de posi dene. Boss Kana joy jalala. Yakonde ba uka saodo ijalala. Nyado dini wala. Anachalo na awa nyado malo. Gona kia di wala. Mambi la lo no one sin lolo. Nyado stali yalo. Versi engana ne chatile la. Nikaka manga isene ijala balola. Bossy lile. Ai kaka otro tina yu uma balola. Bossy lile. Kwenye ka sofali mulu mangwana boila. Bossy lile. Okay, bossy I don't get. Bad now my bossy I don't get. Bossy I don't get. I now my bossy I don't get. Bossy I don't get. Bad now my bossy I don't get. Point Lolo, Monday. Jate. Neni de la ele tani kotoka do jamba.
Ata me di lepi baby boy nyama di kawa. Be waki tu yo we boy nyama di kawa. Be waki abo maye boy nyama di kawa. Wala ele tani, baby was tired, nene le was tired, the jamba was tired, you can jump up was tired. Everybody going to one in the lele, me can't use a kuna mama, yeah. Ginale, when can come a color coming for Nyele? I said in Basila Framazi, when I'm Muchi or Makazi. This silly, I take a band and look at your PC. Sweet, sugar king, power calabona don't be talking. One life to live, no time to waste, I wanna love it all day. Lolo.
Healthy, wholesome, and jam-packed with life-sustaining protein. No, it's not magic. It's the special cooking technique we use that eliminates the need for deep frying, preserving the authentic flavor.
When you imagine the richest people in history, you may assume a modern billionaire like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk to hold that crown. As of 2021, Bezos was the wealthiest of those, worth an estimated $177 billion according to Forbes. But he's far from history's richest person. Back in the 14th century, Mansa Musa was the ruler of a West African empire and was said to be worth more than double that, around $400 billion by today's money, accounting for inflation. Such wealth is often hard to imagine, so for context, this figure is the same as the national gross domestic product of Norway. Musa was so wealthy that his lavish gifting crashed a regional gold market for a decade, and quite literally put him and his empire on the map. Much of Musa's early life is lost to history, but what we do know is that he was born around 1280 AD in or around the Mali Empire, and ascended to the throne around 1312. How he found himself in power is an interesting story, though it is contested by some historians. The story goes that Musa's predecessor, Mansa Abu Bakr, Mansa being the title rather than first name, roughly meaning emperor or sultan, took a massive fleet of ships to embark on a voyage to see what lay beyond the Atlantic, leaving Musa behind as his deputy. This was centuries before Columbus discovered the Americas and suggested the great wealth at his disposal to be able to afford such an endeavor. But Abu Bakr never returned. Some believe he reached South America and settled there, though there is no evidence of this currently, while others say his fleet likely sank during a storm. Either way, Musa's temporary position was now permanent. The empire he inherited had flourished over the centuries from a small chiefdom into a massive empire, spanning 2,000 miles across the African continent and encompassing parts of modern-day Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, Niger, the Gambia, and of course, Mali. Musa's reign saw the peak of Mali's fortunes, and at its greatest, it contained 5% of the world's population, and was financed by trading gold. Musa once claimed gold grew like plants in his kingdom, and though he was obviously exaggerating, it wasn't far from the truth. Nearly half of all gold bought and sold in Africa, Asia, and Europe came from just 3 Mali gold mines. The Mali Empire was also rich in salt, which, in the 14th century, was an equally valuable resource all over the world. Acquiring this wealth on his succession to the throne, Musa did not kick back and live out the rest of his days in comfort. Far from it. He saw a massive expansion of the empire's borders, enveloped cities like Gao and Timbuktu, the latter of which he turned into Islamic Center of Education, Religion and Trade, and completed various construction projects inside his empire and out. Whether Musa was a generous philanthropist, a tactical ruler trying to manipulate trade markets, or simply someone with more money than he could ever hope to spend in his lifetime, during his long reign, the Mali Empire became recognized across the world as a rich, powerful, and almost magical place. Perhaps no point of Mansa Musa's life sums up his limitless wealth like his Hajj from 1324 to 1325. The Hajj is the Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca in modern-day Saudi Arabia, associated with the Prophet Muhammad and one of the 5 pillars of the faith. It is considered a mandatory religious duty of all Muslims to complete the Hajj once in their lifetime, and in 1324, Musa, a devout Muslim, set off to complete it. His journey from Mali to Mecca was 2,700 miles long, but the richest man in history was sure to do it in style.
The best way to burn fat and get in shape, it's not keto, paleo, fasting, or vegan, and it's not super intense workouts like CrossFit that you see all the time.
That ain't how you lose weight.
Cardio.
His traveling troupe has become a thing of legend. It contained 60,000 men, some of whom were heralds carrying gold staffs, some trained soldiers there to protect him, and as many as 12,000 slaves. These carried Musa's gold on their backs, totaling 21 tons between them, the equivalent of almost $1 billion by modern gold prices. Wow. There were also around 100 elephants and 80 camels that carried enough food and water for everyone, along with almost 300 pounds of gold dust, like loose change should he need it. He lavished this gold on the poor as he went, always being sure to mention who he was and where it came from. In fact, he gifted so much gold on his journey to Mecca that he actually crashed the gold market for a decade in North Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. This is the only account in history of a single man directly controlling gold prices to this extent. Some cynics suggest this was an intentional ploy by Musa to drive trade and attention to his own empire. With the price of gold falling in places like Cairo and Medina, he was happy to point to Mali as an alternative. But others dismiss this by pointing to his great generosity and willingness to spend money on things not directly related to trade, such as building mosques and universities. These alternative accounts claim he realized his mistake on the return leg from Mecca and borrowed all the gold he could carry from local moneylenders at high interest, trying to rebalance the markets. Whatever his agenda, Musa certainly spread his riches during the pilgrimage, but he was also sure to spread his faith as well. Every Friday, he ordered a new mosque to be built, no matter where they were, and he became a central figure of the Muslim world in his lifetime. Returning to Mali with his Hajj complete, Musa set his sights on construction, building palaces, mosques, and universities throughout his empire. But his pet project, so to speak, was Timbuktu. It had been annexed before his pilgrimage, taken back while he was away, and only recaptured as he re-entered his own borders. From then until his death, Musa sought to make it the center of faith and education in the Islamic world and a primary hub in the gold trade. He had the Djinguereber Mosque built in the city on a budget of 440 pounds of gold, as well as his great University of Islam, Sankore Madrasa, which held the largest collection of books in Africa since the ancient library of Alexandria. Both of these buildings still stand in Timbuktu today. To help with his construction projects, Musa brought many of the most skilled architects he could find back with him from his pilgrimage, as well as world-famous artists and scholars to his great city to boost its culture and reputation. But while his biggest projects were focused around Timbuktu, he did not neglect the rest of his empire. Mali contained at least 400 cities during the height of his reign, all densely populated, and he was beloved by his people. The date and circumstances of Musa's death are not known for certain, but modern historians generally agree he likely died around 1337. The Mali Empire continued to exist until the 17th century, though by then its best years were long gone. Around 1670, it disintegrated under pressure from the rival Bamana Empire, and was divided into smaller chiefdoms. But modern-day Mali still has signs of the legacy Musa left behind. Both his mosque and university in Timbuktu are still standing today, and throughout Western Africa, the language, customs, and Islamic faith all spread. After his remarkable journey in 1324 and 1325, Musa became a famous figure across the Eurasian continent. He was so successful in promoting the Mali Empire, in fact, that it was included by Spanish mapmakers who chronicled the key trade centers across the world. Created in 1375, the Catalan Atlas shows the empire sprawling across the African continent. Musa was well known by this point, and despite being dead for decades, an image of him was included on the map, sitting on a throne, clutching a golden staff and gold bar. This signaled Mali was the epicenter of the gold trade, with his image inseparable from the idea of gold and wealth. So it is no exaggeration to say, Musa's wealth literally put him on the map. Help put us on the map by liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more, if you really want.
Oh guys, that was everything. That was the story of Mansa Musa of Mali, Bamako. It's like right next door neighbor from Guinea. I'll show you Guinea map quick. Let's see Guinea. Okay, right here you guys can see Guinea right here. This is Guinea. Guinea is bordered by Guinea-Bissau. This is another Guinea from the north. Then after that, Senegal. That's another neighbor from Guinea. After Guinea, you see here is Mali. This whole country is Mali up there. Mali is very, very big. So then on the west coast is Ivory Coast, and in the north is Liberia and Sierra Leone. This is where I was living, Conakry. This is my city. Conakry, I was living in the commune of Matoto, so that means here, because I was living in Bessia. Yeah, so I was a little bit Bessia Marché. Before you reach airport, you pass by my area. Yeah, I don't think I can be able to see. Medina. I think Guinea is not bad. So I'm gonna show you where I'm originally from. I am like, this is where I was born. My family are from this side of the Guinea. Zero. This is Zero Kure. That's Zero Kure huge mosque. Then the Zero Kure landscape. Guys, that was all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Let's get this channel to 1000 subscribers. Thank you very much. See you another time.